Welcome to JenPenCreations. I'm Jen. Today I want to talk about all of those little things that happen to us in our lives every single day. Well, they don't always happen every day, but they do happen to us in our lives that kind of changes our lives a bit. Basically, all of that shit that happens to us. And how to pick up the pieces and move forward. Because we kind of have to do that. Life doesn't stop. The world never stops turning around or spinning, and the days don't stop, and dishes still need to get done, and laundry still needs to get done, and dinner still needs to be made, regardless of what happened to you that day. And that's hard. That can be something that we have a hard time dealing with. And one of those things I have a hard time dealing with recently is, as you can see, I've lost a tooth. And while it does affect me, it affects my smile, it affects the way I look, it's a very minuscule thing that affects my life. And we're going to talk about all that shit that just happens to us and how to deal with it today. So stay with me and I'll get right to it. First and foremost, let's tackle the elephant in the room. My smile. Apparently, it's not the same as it used to be. And every so often, I can tell that I have a little bit of a lisp now that I don't have that tooth. And it's kind of irritating. So sit back and let me tell you the story of what happened. Because as you can see, I do take care of my teeth. So my tooth didn't fall out on its own. I don't have some sort of weird genetic disease that causes my teeth to blacken and fall out on their own or anything like that. I do have a genetic gum disease. It causes gum recession, but it doesn't cause teeth to fall out at this rate. Not like this. So let's go back about a week or so. It did take me a long time to get my last video out, and it was because I was dealing with this for about a week. So I went to my daughter's house to spend time with my granddaughters. My youngest daughter, she has my youngest two granddaughters, and went over there to spend some time with them and hang out with them because I love them so much. And my daughter needs to get ready for work, and I told her, oh, don't worry about it. I will watch the girls while you take a shower. No big deal. I watch kids all the time, and I've watched both of those girls by myself numerous times. It's not a big deal. Go take a shower. So the oldest one is in her bedroom playing and watching something, Miss Rachel or something on TV. The youngest one is in the living room with me, and I noticed that she really does need a diaper change. And she kind of stinks a little. So I'm going to change her diaper. I get myself down on the floor. It's not always easy to get off the floor, and I understand that. But that was the easiest way for me to do it. So I'm sitting on the floor. I change her diaper. Everything goes well. She gets up. Now, I'm going to tell you, she's not a year old yet. She actually just turned 11 months old. So she will be a year old next month. So she rolls herself over because I had just changed her diaper, and she gets up and she starts walking because she just learned how to walk, and she's a firecracker. Now, she is definitely a firecracker. She starts walking away from me. I start to get up off the floor. As I start to get up off the floor, she turns herself around and runs back at me, all excited, like I hadn't been there the whole time and I'm something new now and Grandma's here. Let me run at her. And she runs right at me, and her face smacked my mouth so hard I cried. Now, she didn't cry. Oh, no. No. She's got this big red spot on her forehead where my tooth hit her in the head. Now, I thought she should be crying because it hurt me so bad. Tears fell out my eyes. It hurt. It hurt tremendously. And I end up finding out why when I went to the dentist. So she smacks me in the face with her face. And she kind of gets a little sad for a second, but she doesn't cry. She gets up and she starts running off somewhere else, and I am in excruciating pain. So now I get up off the floor, I throw the diaper away, and I go straight to the bathroom because my daughter had gotten done with her shower by then and came out, and I ran in there to look at my tooth. And what I saw really made me sad. Now, that tooth I had problems with when I got all my wisdom teeth in. When I was a teenager and all my wisdom teeth came in, it pushed everything forward, and that tooth went crooked. And see how this one is kind of behind my front tooth there? This one got real bad. This one got super duper bad. And it had always kind of jutted out a little bit because it got pushed because of my wisdom teeth. But it never had a problem. It just got moved in my mouth, okay? It just was sitting wonky. And I think that's why it got hit, is because it was sitting wonky in my mouth. And it was kind of sitting out farther than the other teeth. But when I went into the bathroom, I noticed that it had fallen from my gum, like down to here. And they don't normally do that. They sit above my teeth, my front teeth, and this one was sitting right at my front teeth, like right down here where my front teeth sit. I knew that that was a problem, and it wiggled. It wiggled so much. I was so scared. And I also knew at that time that I was about 6 months overdue for cleaning at my dentist. So it gave me an excuse to go in, and the x-ray told all. When her face smacked my mouth, it snapped my tooth from my jaw. It broke it completely off. That's why it fell. And it had to be removed. Like, they had to go in there and remove the tooth. It had, because it broke away from the jaw, it had developed an infection because I was trying to baby the tooth and hope that maybe it would tighten back up. well, that didn't happen. It never tightened back up. The babying the tooth did not work for me. I ended up losing it anyway. And now I have to wait until all of the gums and everything heals before I can get any kind of replacement tooth for this. And I don't even know if my insurance will cover a replacement tooth. Shit, I don't know. I mean, I may have to be toothless like this forever, for the rest of my life, until I lose all my teeth. And then I might be able to, my insurance might pay for dentures once all my teeth are gone, but not just one front tooth. They're not going to do that for me. So, well, maybe. I don't know. I guess I'm going to find out when I go back to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned and figure out how to go forward from here. Because that tooth was not ready to come out. It was not at all wanting to come out. It wasn't loose in any way, shape, or form until she smacked my face with her face. So sometimes shit happens. And now I have to live like this. Like, I do a YouTube show and I have to make videos like this. Okay? I don't think that it's something that's going to be terrible affecting the rest of my life. No. However, it is a new norm for me that is going to affect the rest of my life. I will never have that tooth back ever again. I might get a partial, but that partial will come out and I will still look like this. So I have to adjust to my new normal and how my life is going to be from here on out for the rest of my life. It's kind of hard. It's hard to deal with. And shit like this happens to all of us all the time. Sometimes it's little, minuscule, stupid shit like losing a permanent tooth because you literally got smacked in the face with an infant. Sometimes it's mineral. Sometimes it's minuscule, little shit like that. That, yeah, you have to deal with for the rest of your life, but it's minuscule. Other shit is not so minuscule that you have to learn how to live a new norm. And that shit can be hard, and it's heavy, and it hurts to carry. But we all have been there too. And we still have to learn how to live a new norm, despite bad shit that just happened to us. When my very close friend died in 21, life changed for me completely. Flipped upside down. And I had to learn how to live a new normal. It was rough. It's still rough. I still sit back and think, man, what would he say about this? What kind of advice would he give me? I went to him for everything. He was one of my bestest friends in the whole world, and he gave the best advice. When he was taken from this world, it was so sad because so many people benefited from him and his advice. He was an amazing person. And now I had a new norm. I had to live this life without his smiling face and his amazing advice. I had to learn how to live without it. I was a vendor for a long time, and he was a fellow vendor of mine. He was a fellow vendor friend of mine. And we were friends for a very long time. The new norm came, and I had to learn how to live with it. Kind of like I had surgery. I have severe sciatica down my right side. And it was about 10 years ago, I had that surgery, and it changed my life. Long story short, I got left in a position too long on a table, cutting off my sciatic nerve, pretty much. It like snapped it apart. I had been sitting on that nerve for over 5 hours on a table without being moved, and I'm pretty sure it was just, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I was under anesthesia, and I don't know what happened to me. All I know is that after that surgery, I woke up and I could not walk. Not like I couldn't walk like I should have been able to. My whole right leg was all numb and tingly and weird, and it hurt to walk. It hurt so bad. It hurt to move. It hurt to walk. It hurt to roll over. It hurt to do anything. I was in so much pain. They wheeled me out of the hospital and sent me home anyway. Apparently, that's how outpatient surgery goes. I ended up back at the hospital 2 days later in such excruciating pain, I couldn't hardly move without crying or vomiting. They found that I had had an infection. They sent me home with an infection. I don't understand. Either that or the infection happened because I could not move and I was in so much pain, or I don't know what freaking happened, but it was only 2 days after after my surgery. I was back at the hospital and spent 5 days there. I could not walk. I was wearing a yellow gown and had little yellow socks because I was a fall risk. I could not go to the bathroom on my own because I could not walk. I left the hospital at 34 years old, mind you, with a walker and a cane. I also went through physical therapy for a year, relearning how to walk right. I was so scared I was going to lose my ability to walk. Because, if you don't use it, you lose it. And honestly, I was terrified that I was going to lose that ability. I didn't want to lose my mobility. I enjoy hiking and I enjoy walking. So I don't want to lose the ability to do that. I almost did. And it affected my whole life. I had to relearn how to walk. I ended up gaining 60 to 70 pounds. I was back up to almost 400 pounds after that. After I had lost, I was down under 300. And I had lost I was down to like 380 or something like that, 386 or something. And then I had a botched surgery that messed me up, gave me sciatica, and I had to relearn how to walk. I did. Now that it's been 10 years since that surgery, I have learned in that 10 years my new norms and where my life is and where my body is. And I had to relearn how to do everything so that I could continue to live my life the way I wanted to. And now that it's been 10 years since that surgery, I can hike a mountain. I'll tell you, when I left that hospital, I never thought I'd be able to hike a mountain again. Not ever. And now I can. I have proven it to myself that I can fucking do it because I had to learn a new norm. And the first step of learning how to live your new normal is accepting the fact that you have a new normal to live now. So I know that we've all gone through some serious shit in this world. I also know that shit happens is a ridiculous phrase that's been around forever. It's absolutely true, but it totally downplays the shit that can happen to us. Totally. Shit happens. Yeah, shit happens. But how do you deal with it once it does? When it happens, what do you do with it? We have to learn how to exist in our new normal. Everything changes. Our normal situation is going to change throughout our life. And we're all gonna have to get used to a new norm every once in a while. Because the only thing that is guaranteed in this world is that change is coming. So I really hope that you've been able to embrace whatever normal your life is in right now. And I feel for you because we've all been through some shit. And I think the more we work together to help each other out of this shitty fucking mess of a world that we live in, I think that together we can get ourselves through it. Learn how to live your new norm. Accept the fact that your life has changed and now you have to do things differently because of the way that they've changed. Now, I have to eat my food a whole lot differently than I ever have my whole life. I never thought in a million years that I would be 44 years old and missing a front tooth. Like, what? I have taken care of my mouth my whole life. And this happened. Shit happens. It's the way it is. So take on your life. Live your new norm to the fullest. Like I did after I had that stupid botched surgery. Live life to the fullest and learn to walk again. Climb that fucking mountain in your life. Go do something amazing for you today. Shit happens. Get over it. Live your new normal and speed through life like you own it. It's yours. You do own it. So go live it. I hope that you got something out of this today. Go live your life. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.